not true, because we don't know about 5% of even all the normal matter. The vast majority of normal matter is so far away from us.
You're saying even less than 5%.
Oh, a minuscule. I mean, what do I know about a star that's on the other side of the Milky Way? Nothing. We don't even know about its existence, quite frankly. A star on the other side of the Milky Way is undetectable to our telescopes. So we know about only really the stars which are in our local neighborhood, maybe about of order of 100 million to a billion of them. There's at least 100 billion stars around the Milky Way, and there's 100 billion galaxies outside of the Milky Way, of which we know hardly anything about their microscopic, in terms of the stars and the planets, that kind of properties. So, I don't know how you put a percentage on that, but we know next a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of that number, I'm sure. And then, coming back to this, what could be out there, in terms of life and aliens and this kind of thing, look, that's the reason I got into astronomy. I was fascinated by that question. And, I said, I was watching Star Wars, Star Trek, and I would look up at the stars thinking about that question, wondering if there was someone out there who would hopefully fly by in a spaceship and beam me up and show me the stars in the universe. That was my dream. So I've always hoped that there was life out there. But as a scientist, my job is to decouple and divorce my wishes and desires away from objective truth. My job as a scientist is to seek objective truth, not what I want to be true, but what is actually true. And that's pretty much the only game in town which does that in terms of, a human endeavor that we actively participate in. And so I think that's beautiful, but it does require a lot of conscious effort to, hey, what do I want to be true? If I want that to be true, I should probably be pretty skeptical about any time I see something where I think that. If I see a UFO and I really want that to be aliens, because it would just be so cool and so interesting if that was true, because I want that to be true, as a scientist, I have to be extra skeptical of that possibility. And so that's where your skepticism and the skeptical brain of a scientist really kicks in. So I try to be just agnostic. Let's get data, let's collect the evidence, and when the evidence becomes compelling, overwhelming, then we'll go for it. But we certainly don't have that evidence at this point.
We don't have that evidence at this. So you're saying, you don't believe there's aliens out there. You're not a person that believes.
I neither believe nor don't believe. It's just I want to do the experiment.
You want to know or not know. That's what you want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you? How much research have you done? Speaking of people who claim they've seen, have you spoken to others who have? And when you have, what do you ask them?
I've spoken to people, not in my podcast or the channel, but, many individuals you meet in life. I remember my high school teacher told me that. I went back to my old high school and he told me a story of when he saw a UFO. I've had, my sister and sister's fiance at one point was telling me stories of UFOs he'd seen. So I've had many people, because I'm an astronomer, they think maybe I'll be able to debunk this or explain what's going on. But I can't. I mean, you can't take a first-hand story like that and explain it. It's just not enough information. I mean, I don't have any equipment to observe or go back. So
out of your 10,000 peers who are other astrophysicists or astronomers, out of the small community you're part of, what percentage of them are convinced there are UFOs out there?
I think it's small. I've never done that poll, but I think the idea
less than 10 points.
Let's put it this way. I think the idea that UFOs are aliens, I think would be small. I think the idea that there are unidentified things in the atmosphere would probably be quite high.
Living.
I don't think that'd be high. But it depends what you mean. If it's a drone, is a drone living? If it's a Chinese drone,
no,
do we
that's
count
not
that?
living. Nope.
Yeah. So I think if you're thinking about something that's truly extraterrestrial, I think the fraction is quite small. That people believe that what we are seeing is truly evidence of aliens.
Is there another planet that's very close to Earth, kind of like us, where they're